Hello everyone, welcome back in a new video of a Figma crash course, and this is class number 3. And in this class we are going to talk about what is the difference mainly between groups and frames. I discussed both of these in class number 2 as well, so if you haven't checked it you can check directly on our playlist. So along with that we are going to talk about what are Constrain in Figma, and also we will be discussing about the auto layout today as well. So Constrain and auto layout are the two main parts of Figma designing, and being as a UI UX designer who is using Figma majorly, these two need to be in a good control by you. So you can design properly a good experience and amazing design, and also the products that are related for the users, right? Along with that, there is another news, and the news is basically I am sharing 3 to 5 minutes design methods series on my Instagram. So you can follow me directly on Instagram. Link is available in the description. So you can follow me there, and that series in Urdu, basically targeting the target audience for those design methods series is Pakistan, along with that few other countries who knows talking in Hindi and Urdu. So you can, if you belong to Pakistan and you can understand Urdu, you can directly follow me on Instagram to understand those very short tutorials which are available in Instagram, right? Along with that, I'm sharing few design resources which you don't know, which are in the shorts. So you can check the shorts of YouTube as well. So let's start this class, okay? So let me quickly jump into my Figma and open the screens, right? So this is the screens we are going to use today. Welcome to class number 3. Yes, so welcome to class number 3. And in today's class, we are going to talk about first groups and frames, right? So people's mainly try to use groups and also the frames as well. So let me take my eyeglasses as well because I'm a bit feeling pain in eyes. Yes, so let's quickly draw a rectangle over here. This is the rectangle, and also let me draw quickly a frames are here as well. So if you don't know about the frames and also what is the difference between rectangles, shapes, and along with that these things, so I have detailed description about these things in Figma introductions and in class number 2 as well. So I'll suggest that if you haven't watched that class, you would and you must need to watch that as well to get the basics information about Figma, and also like the introduction of Figma, how to set up account, and then the tools as well, right? Okay, so let's discuss about two things. One is so I am going to draw a circle over here, and then quickly I'm going to press I, and then this is another amazing update by the Figma today, and that is when you are trying to pick about any specific color. Now you are going to see uh, the hex code and also like how you can pick that one as well, right? So this is a really amazing update by the Figma. Good job, Figma, as always. Okay, so this is like the circle just on the screen. So let me just quickly turn it a bit color of the page. Okay, so you can see if I put this like the circle right on the top and just make them a group, nothing going to happen a lot, but they have been grouped, right? And still you can see that circle completely like occupying the space of a rectangle or a shape as well, and also it is a bit outside as well. But in case if I just duplicate it, I am sure that you know how to duplicate, but in case if you don't know, then you can either press Control D, it duplicates, right? Other process is like you press Alt and drag it, right? So, but in case if you remember, I gave you another technique, and that was pressing Shift and Alt, and then you will be like going to drag it in only the 90-degree, right? But here, if you see here, like if I am going to put it here, right, within the frames, then this is not available. Why it is not available? The reason is frame have few basic adaptabilities and also few more features which really helps us to use the frame, not the rectangles or the shapes, right? Why? Let me quickly show here. So if I select like this shape, then there's not like there are not further any options to use uh, to like mo do the modification here in the frame. But in case, sorry, in the rectangles. But in case if I select frame, then few other options are available. If you know this, these two options are available, then this clip content is available, right? So what are actually the clip content are? Okay, so what actually clip content do is, so in case if I like drag a frame here and then just like have a copy of a frame here and I just uncheck this clip content, then you can see now that the frame and the circles are exactly behaving like the shape we are having right here. But in case if that clip mark is checked, then it is only visible in the way that where it is available, right? The space it is occupying directly on the frame. This can be done, like we can do this thing as well, but how we can do it? Then we have these three furthermore options in which one is union, subtract, intersect, exclude, and flat selection, right? So if I click on union, then obviously it is going to union, right? And then keep in mind the union is going to work in a way which is like on the top, right? If I directly select here, now you can see it is behaving like in a different way. So keep in mind when doing performing these actions. So Figma always take that shape which is on the top as a basic. So if I click on this one, it is going to act like in this way, and here it is going to act like in this way. So everything was same. I just like was placing circle either above on the rectangle or the square or below on the square, right? So it could be done is in this way, right? Then we have another options right here, and that option is okay, let's quickly keep it in this way. Then we have another option here, and that is basically subtract. Then it is going to be subtract, obviously, right? And then keep in mind the subtraction again working in a way that which object is at the bottom will be like staying there, and then other part is going to be subtract. So in case if I just select them and then click on subtract, it is going to be subtracted in this way, and here it is going to be subtracted in this way. So subtracting is basically cutting the area that is overlying with each other, right? So this is the subtracting. You guys got an idea. Then we have another option right at the bottom, and that option is basically intersections, right? So intersection is like the area which is overlying with each other will be remaining out there, and the like the rest of the shapes are going to be like obviously vanishing or completely going to be removed, right? So if I here, so just a second, I got yeah, the circle is at the bottom, and here is it was as at the bottom, but so here I need to like keep it on the top. I just copied right from here, so that's why it is just like behaving in this way. Okay, so it is going to subtract in this way, and then right here we are going to keep this circle right on the top, and this one is going to be at the bottom, and then I'm just need to right, and then the last option is exclude. So it is going to exclude the portion which was overlying on each other, right? So right here as well, right? Okay. And then we have a last option as well, and that option is flat selection. So it is going to like give us to make the selection, we need to like select the area and then, okay, just keep in mind that how it is basically going to, not in this way. Okay, because it outlines the structure, so that's why it was behaving like this way. So what is actually the outline? So we will discuss that part as well. But currently, I don't think so. Just a second, let me, yeah. So right here, it is going to control E and it is going to outline the structures, right? So the shape has been outlined. So what is outlined now? It has converted it into the vector, right? So if you know how to use Illustrator and how vectors work, right? So this is going to be act like a flat shape right now. So we don't like use them too much, but yeah, these are the few options that are available right out there So you just need to keep in mind. But obviously, you got an idea that how actually we can manipulate with the shapes and then do few other works as well, right? Okay, so we were talking about the clip content, but actually it was existing there, so that's why I thought that I can quickly give you an idea as well. So if I select the frame number two right from here, so if I select the frame two right from here and then I click on clip content, this is obviously going to clip the content. And it not only work with the shapes, it directly also work with the text as well. So text is going to be like clipped in the same way, right? So this is you just need to keep in mind. But in case if we are using shapes and then we are trying to group them, the the clipping content is not going to work with those shapes and grouping them separately. In case like if I keep it here and then I select both of these and then I group them, so now both of these has been grouped, right? And you can see that now the clip content has been removed as well. So in case if you are just going to like overlay with each other, right, in this way, clip content is still not available. The reason is basically you have grouped them out there. So if you just like find out ungroup them, or maybe you just go within the group and then you select that content, and then now it is the clip content is available. But for the clipping content, this object need to be placed within the frame. So now it is within the frame. So you just need to understand the structure. It is within the frame, and then the frame is grouped, right? So in the group now you have only one object. The other object, the circle or the ellipse, is basically within the frame, right? So you just need to keep in mind, right? Okay, this was just like a very basic information that was out there, so I just thought to explain these things. But now we are moving towards the constraint, the powers of Figma, right? So what are the constraints? So keep in mind, okay, so this is just a frame, and we are going to call about constraint. I'm just like naming it to constraint, right? So what are constraint? Let's discuss about this thing. So when you have selected frames, then you have this option right out here. And if you click on that one, it is going to show us out auto layout. We are okay. Just a second. We are not going to talk about auto layout first. I really apologize. Okay. So just like quickly take me and draw like this rectangle right here. And now you can see this is like if I draw any object right on the frame, then you can see directly here an option, and in some cases it is in this way, right? So it is not quite visible to every newbie out there. So you just need to keep in mind that the constraints are there as well, right? And it is showing two active state, like the two active side and two inactive side. And if you come to the shape, you can see a dotted line just above on this square. One is linked with the top and other is linked with the left side, right? So what are these? Okay, let's quickly talk about these things, right? And same here, if you see the constraints, one is like the state is showing right at the top and one is showing at the left. So if I click on that one, so you can see the further detailed box here showing directly right at the top and also on the left side, right? And here you can see left and right. So these are so basically in constraint we have two specific sides. One is either left or right, either it is top or bottom. It can be left and right, it can be top and bottom, it can be scales. So if I click here, it can be right and left, left and right, center or scale, right? Okay, so what are these things right here? Let's quickly discuss that part, that what actually it means. So you remember that this object is linked or constrained with the top and the right side. So no matter wherever I'm increasing the size of this the frames, there is no effect on this object, right? Why? It is only playing, it is only staying right at their exact same. Why? Because it is now linked with the top side and also the left side. But what if I change from left to right? Now you can see this line has been changed by from left side to right side. And now if I'm going to like change this thing, so you got an idea. It is still sticking to the top, but now it is moving with the right side. Why? The reason is we have like constrained it to behave like this. Like whenever the frame is increasing in the size, you have to move with the right side, right? So the question is why it is still like a distance if we have like constrained it at the specific distance. In case we are going to constrain it on this corner, then obviously it is going to be constrained directly on this corner, right? So whenever we are like moving it, it is going to be constrained with that corner, right? And similarly, there could be another the square or the box here, and we constrain it in this way. And now this is going to be like one is going to be on the left side, another is going to be on the right side. And here, if we just constrain it right at the bottom, and we click on the bottom, and then this is going to be on the right side and this is going to be on the right and left. So now if I'm going to increase the size of the frame or decrease the size of the frame, these fours are going to be behave like with the predefined constraint, right? So you got an idea that what are actually left and right constraint, and also top and bottom constraint, right? Okay, I hope this is clear. So there is one other constraint, and that is like the scale and also in the center. So let's quickly discuss with them. So I'm just going to draw a rectangle here within the frame, right? We are going to call it. Okay, let's quickly let me tell you. So we have left and right, we have center, and we have scale. So I'm going to call it left and right. Okay, then we are going to call it center, and then we have the third one, which is basically scale. Okay, so you have to keep an eye that I just duplicated the first one, this one, and then just change the name, right? But remember that if I'm going to increase them in this way, they're not behaving. Why? Because I still haven't applied the constraint. Okay, so I'm going to apply it on left and right. So this is going to be left and right. And then right in that horizontal case, we have same top and bottom, center and scale. So we are going to keep it top and bottom, right? Then we are going to apply on this one, that is the center. Similarly, right here, we are going to adjust the center, and then we have the scale as well. So we are going to like keep it the scale, and so here we are going to apply the scale as well. Okay, so let me quickly make them a component. What are the component? Don't worry, we are going to discuss them in another class. So I'll be explaining everything right out there. So I just made them component. Component is basically a kind of like the design element that we are going to use repetitively, and we can just do the we make the like one parent and then the children of that component, and when we are using that them, so those children are basically named as instances, and the parents are named as components. So what are their main benefits? We are going to discuss in the next class, right? Okay. So here, if I increase the length, right, of those three, everything was same. There was nothing, everything was same, like the distance was same, everything was same, but we applied three constraints. One was left and right, one is center, another is scale. So how left and right is behaving? So you see it is maintaining the distance right from left and right side, and it is directly like scaling, it is directly like growing with the parent frame. But in case of the centers, it is just sticking toward the center, no matter how much size are you increasing. Okay, so let me quickly do one more thing. And that thing is, if I just like keep them in a horizontal, sorry, vertical way as well, and then show you a few other results, so you guys are going to be going to be astonished that how actually these constraint helps us to make the design more efficiently, right? Okay, so you got an idea. This is left and right, this is left and right, this is center, this is center, and this is scaling, right? So this is scaling. Okay, so when we talk about left and right, it is growing with the parent frame with left and right, and also with the top and bottom, and it is maintaining the distance that was described by ourselves, right? अब जहाँ like the distance right here is equal to the distance right here, and same here in, if we talk about the vertical positions or top to bottom, the distance is quite same. But in case of center, it is just like, it's really obvious that it is streaking toward the centers, there's no need to worry. But the scale, so scale, how actually scale grows, you can read the proper definition right on the Figma main websites, the Figma articles library websites. I will attach the link in the description to get an idea, but just giving you a quite clear map in the view that scales actually grows with the proportionality, right? And it grows with the 2x, right? So 2x actually mean that the distance is going to be at the 2x, and then based on that distance, it is going to like grow with the proportionality of that distance. But I hope you guys got an idea. I'm not going to like explain it in depth right now because we don't use it too much. You can use it, obviously designers use it as well, and I do use as well. But being as a basic designer and a beginner designer, you don't need to like take it too much serious. It's obviously you need to take it too much serious, but you can learn right later on with the experience as well. Okay, so this is all about like the scales, the constraints and how constraint basically work. But I hope, yeah, you guys got an idea that how actually constraint works and how we can maintain the constraints as well. But keep in mind, this is just a one step of the constraint. We have like another step of a constraint as well. So let me quickly give you an idea that what actually nested constraint are. Okay. So when we apply like constraint on a one frame, right? And then, okay, we are going to call it nested constraint, right? So what are nested constraint? So keep in mind, this is our like navbar in a website, right? And we are just keeping like one button here. Then we have another button right here. And then we just need to keep it another button right in the center here. Okay, so we just need to apply the constraints right on these like menu button, or like we are just calling them buttons. So this is going to be right on the left side, and also it is going to be always on the top, right? So this one is going to stay within the centers, right? And then right at the top, okay, not right on the bottom, it is going to be on the top, okay? Then this one is going to be toward the left side and the top, and same goes with this one as well. It is going to be like in the top and right at actually the top. So this is our nav bar. Okay, just quickly, if I show you that in case if it is increasing in the size or decreasing in the size, right, it is behaving perfectly, right? It is exactly behaving perfectly for us, that how actually we want to show them. So this was the basic step of our like the constraint applying. So what if we have like this one is the navbar, and then we have like the proper like the landing page or flow right here at the bottom. So then we are going to like, obviously this this nav bar is going to be on the website, right? So just need to like keep it in the center, and then let me quickly change the color of this thing a bit, like not exactly the same, but obviously we are going to change to show you, right? Then obviously this nav bar is going to be right on the top, and also in case we are that the design is basically responsive or adaptive, then these two this navbar need to be like behave like the same thing as well. So what is actually doing it, it will be the navbar is going to be left and right, and then it is going to be right and the top. Obviously uh, it is not going to increase right at the top, because in a vertical way, because in case this website is increasing, then obviously it will be increasing right at the bottom. But in case if it is expanding directly on the left and right side, then it need the nav bar actually need to behave with that part as well. And now you can see if this is the desktop, the breakpoint of the larger screen, then obviously we have like another screen which is quite smaller in size or smaller in dimension, and then we have another screen which is supposedly is a tablet, or maybe another breakpoint that is more smaller, the further smaller, that it need to behave like in this way. And now you can see that our nav bar is actually behaving as well, and also the constraint applied within the nav bar is actually behaving in the same way as well, right? So we applied the constraint right on the button with respect to the navbar, and then navbars then applied the constraint on the navbar with respect to the parent frame. So this the second constraints are called the nested constraint, right? So I hope you guys got an idea that what are the constraint and how these actually need to behave, right? Okay, now let's talk about, I like clearly mentioned two words. One was responsive design and other was adaptive design. So what actually means, let me quickly give you an idea that what are the responsive design and what are the adaptive design. So responsive designs are those designs which adjust themselves according to the screens, but all the design elements remain there. So in case if I just quickly show you another screens here, let me quickly show you like okay, we are going to show see dribbles, right? So if I go to the dribble, and I just need to quickly I don't, yeah, we can see like on this screen, we can see the four section, but in case if I just what the word is, inspect it, right? And I'm just going to like increase or decrease the sizes, right? The dimensions out here, uh, this one, right? You see, okay, right here we can see one column, right? This is the responsiveness, and you can see the limits as well, the dimensions as well, right? And in case if we just like make it in this way, then obviously it is going to be like behave like this way. And if in case we increase it, then right at this bottom responsive breakpoint, we can see two flows, right? And also if we increase it further, then we are going to show going to see three, right? So this is the responsiveness, like when we are adjusting on the size of the screen, the design is adjusting itself, and any of the design element is not removing at all, right? So this is called the responsive design. But when it comes to adaptive design actually is the design that adapts itself with respective to the device, maybe the size or the dimension of that device, right? So in case if you go to the Chrome, Facebook, or maybe Twitter, right? So which is obviously X, or maybe a few other web applications, which basically you can see that their design on mobile application is quite different, their design on web application is quite different, and then if it comes to the desktop version, then their desktop design is quite different, right? So this is called the adaptiveness, that design is adapting itself according to the availability of the space, or maybe the dimension, or maybe the browser, right? And keep in mind that the adaptive design is basically the key design in the product designing, because your design need to be adaptable to itself, to the behavior of the device, the compatibility and the user expectations as well, right? Okay, so this is the difference between adaptiveness and also like oh, what I actually mean, the responsive design, right? Okay, then now we are going to discuss about the auto layout. Okay, so keep in mind, I'm just going to show you here that there are three ways to create button. Which do you use? I would like to know that which actually do you use, but okay, let's quickly let me type it button here. I don't know. Okay, what is the name of this font? Jaldi. I don't know what actually the jaldi mean in Urdu is quite okay. So this is button, and I'm just going to type it. Create an account. Okay, this is going to be the okay. One is I draw the rectangle. Okay, I'll make it height 44, and then width is going to be 88. Oh, 88 is not going to work, but okay, let's like use the size 16, right? And now we are going to like keep it to 288 or 227 whatsoever it is. I'm just like giving you an idea, right? So this is the rectangle, keep in mind, right? I need to bring it towards the right side, so I just need to bring it to the front, right? Okay, and I select both of them, drag them, and then make them center line. Okay, so this is going to be like still it is quite large, right? Okay, 44 and 145, right? So this is basically the size of that rectangle. And here I just like draw the frame and then make 44, and then it's quite the same thing that I did with the button in the rectangle. So the difference is that this is the frame and then this is the shape. Okay, and then there another comes this one, and I'm just going to I selected it. I clicked on Shift A, and by pressing on Shift A, you can see it has been adjusted it with spaces right at the top and bottom, and also left and right side, and then calling it frame 2. So frames are basically a second step, sorry, auto layout. It has adjusted it auto layout, keep in mind. And auto layout is just a second step of the frame, right? So in this case, in this scenario, I created the frame and then obviously has written the text on that frame. But in this case, I just like created I wrote the text, and then by selecting it, I pressed Shift A, and Shift A basically did like obviously auto layout, right? Okay, then in this auto layout, I can fill the color, and obviously we are going to fill the colors, right? Okay, I'm selecting all these three, and then okay, we just need to uh, keep one thing in mind, and that is okay, we are not just going to adjust anything, but we need to look how actually it is going to behave. This is the one thing. So here, if we want to like change it in the word, and we want to like keep it register. So this is like after day one or our iteration one, we just want to change the word, and that is we want to not we don't want to use create an account. We want just to use register, right? So there's no worry whether you type them in a capital word or whatsoever, right? So this is going to be register, and here again. So look at here. So if I'm going to use the word register, the background has adjusted itself with the word register. You know why? Because it has been auto layout, right? It has been auto layouted. Uh, okay, if you click on auto layout, you get this information, and maybe it can be hidden in this way as well. But if you click on this one, it will obviously going to open in this way, and it is in the center, right? So we got an idea that with auto layout, one thing is that it adjusts with our text, right? So in case if I don't want to use the word register, we want to use the word open your account, then obviously I don't need to be worried about the background itself, because it is going to behave with the text I am using, right? Okay, so you guys got an idea that how actually this auto layout work with the text. And how I applied auto layout, I just wrote the word, type here, not typer, it's type here, right? I selected the text, pressed shift A, and then filled the color, right? So this is pretty simple. And now in case if I'm not going to, this is class number 3, I'm just going to type it in this way. This is class number 3, right? So you got an idea that how you can apply auto layout, and it is not only applied with the text, it is applied with the any of the shape as well, right? So in case if we are like okay, we are going to discuss about the shapes bit later, but you just got an idea that how actually it is applied with the shift A. And if you don't know how to apply with the shift A, then you just click on that one, and then you have auto add auto layout as well. So this is again going to work same way, right? And then if you select it here, you don't have that option as well, right? So these are the other options. We are just going to talk them bit later. Don't worry about these things, right? Okay, so this is the thing that you got an idea that what are actually auto layouts and how they behave with itself, right? So now let's discuss few things about the auto layouts. So if I select the frames which was auto layouted, you can see here this is hug. What actually hug mean? Width is the width of that total whole box, the white area, and then obviously this one is like obviously the height, right? Then by clicking here, we have few more options. One is fixed width, one is hide tight, one is add minimum width and add maximum width. We are going to talk about this one a bit later on, but first you need to keep in mind these two things, right? Let me quickly duplicate it. Uh, okay, so on first one, we are going to apply like the fixed height, fixed width, right? So this is fixed width, this is fixed, and this is hug, right? So what is the difference between fixed and hug, right? So in case if I just type the word register, you see that the bottom, sorry, the lower white background is just fixed at its place. But in case in the hug, if I write the word register, it is behaving with the proper what do need to call the text, right? So it actually change with the typography in case when it is hugged, and but in case if it fixed, it is going to be stay in the fixed case. Like if in this case I am going to type register your account with us, right? So and the same if I type it here, register your account with us, right? So this is the difference between fixed and the hug content. You can make the fixing to the hug as well, and also you can write here if I change this fixed from to the hug, then obviously it is going to change into the hug as well, right? Then we have in and quite it quite similar with the other portion as well. Like if we see it in the the vertical way as well. So if we are keeping it hug, then obviously if I duplicate it and duplicating it, it is going to be changed in this way. But yeah, one more thing just before going to the into the vertical way or in the height way, I just want to explain these two things as well. So this is the direction. So if I'm going to increase or add any further thing, it is going to be like adding anything right in the horizontal direction. Why? Because I have adjusted it to the horizontal layout, right? But what if I click on horizontal this vertical layout, then obviously if I going to increase anything or adding anything, it can be it will be obviously increasing the and adding that like obviously any extra stuff to the vertical position, right? And the third one is this one is basically the wrap, right? So what actually the wrap mean? The wrap layout is In case if I'm just going to decrease it, so you see, or maybe you are getting an idea that it is going to adjust. Like obviously it is first going to keep it like in the horizontal way, but in case if I'm going to just decrease the size or the length or the width, right? So if I obviously going to decrease the width, height, it is not going to affect, and obviously it's going to distort the design. But in case if I increase or decrease the height, sorry, the width, it is going to, it is trying to adjust our auto layout within our selected criteria, right? So I hope you guys got an idea that if it is fixed, then obviously if we are going to add anything, it is going to try, it is trying to be at the outside. The reason is because we have fixed it. But in case if we just like keep it in hug, it is going to behave like a hug, right? Then one more thing, what is this thing, right? This is basically the direction of the thing. So currently you can see that these lines are in the center, right? So what if I click on this left corner, top left corner, it is going to behave like on the top left corner, right? And what if I click on this one, it is going to be right at the bottom, and in this case it's going to be at the center left, right? And I hope you guys got an idea that what actually and how you can use them, these things, right? Okay, so I think this thing is pretty clear. Then we have few other option as well, and that option is if I select it, then we have this thing. This is basically the horizontal gap between the objects. So what if I click draw a circle here, and then just a second, it's quite a bigger in size, and then if I just bring it in to this frame, right? So here you can see a gap between these two objects. It's the 8. What? It's the 8. So in case if I duplicate any of the object, it is going to maintain that gap between these objects, which is 8, right? So this is basically the horizontal gap. Either you can increase it, either you can decrease it. But yeah, this is the gap which basically is, which is auto is maintaining between the objects, right? Then we have these two things. One is horizontal padding and one is vertical padding. So padding is basically the space between the frame and also the object. So right here, if you see here, if I select it here, you can see this is the space which is 8, and same right at the top and the bottom, and it is right exactly on the top and right side and the left side as well. So this is the 8 padding right and the top and bottom, left and right. So you can increase or decrease them, right? You can zero them, or maybe you can increase it, right? It's up to you. But in case if you want to use on specific any of the point, then you can click on this thing and you can adjust them accordingly as well. Either you want to use on left side or right side. So in case on the left side I want to use it 24, then obviously it is going to be 24 right on this side, and the rest is going to be on the 8. But in case of the bottom I want to use it 16, then obviously I can use it as well, right? And same goes for this thing. So yeah, that's how basically you adjust the auto layout, right? So I think this is all about today's class. We talked about like how frames actually behaves and how, what is the major difference between group and frames. Then we talked about the constraint, and also we explained about the auto layout as well. Obviously there's a lot in the auto layout still. This is still a basic start. I'm just like keeping the class within 40 to 45 minutes to give you an idea that you just practice it, right? And then obviously later on when we are going to use them properly while designing and interfaces, these things are going to be really helpful for you guys, right? And you can like select any two object in this way, and you can auto layout between them as well. And right now you can see the field container as well. Okay, what is actually the field container? We will discuss them in a later part, but obviously, if you guys want to like know in this way as well. So in case if I just draw a frame here, and then I like draw a rectangle here, right? So I can do auto layout of these two part as well, right? So if I select them, these two, right? And then I can adjust the auto layout here as well. So this is auto layout. So you can see fixed and also the hog content. But what if I adjust anything else here, right? And then I like make the auto layout within the auto layout as well. now you will be like keeping an eye on the fill container as well, right? So what actually the fill container is, so if I see here, you will see the fill container, right? So now the inner one is behaving like the fill container, right? But the actually the top one, the basic, the parent that I adjusted first time is the at the fixed. So if I case, I make it like hug content, and then this one is going to be like on the fix, and then if I keep it hug, then it is going to be in this way, right? So there are few differences between the fixed hug and also like the fill container. We are going to keep them practice later on, but I'll suggest you in this class, you just need to talk, like you just need to practice how to use Constrain. You just need to draw few basic shapes, few basic tools, right? Use them. Try to use constraints, how they behave like top and bottom, how they behave left and right, how they we use them for scales, right? How we use them for left and right and center as well. And then you just need to go with few auto layouts as well, right? And then later on we are going to discuss about auto layout, using auto layouts and components to create buttons as well, or maybe few other objects as well. So this is the task for this week, and I'll be bringing that next class very soon. So till then, subscribe and like our YouTube channel if you guys are learning anything or you guys are enjoying it. And then obviously we're going to discuss in the next class as well. So take care, subscribe this channel, and I'll see you very soon. This is Vedos Sadek, and I'm signing off.